It's time to head down to the track now for today's championship race. And I wonder, who's going to come out on top? We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today, with 15 corners and 2 DRS zones into turns 1 and turn 11. That should create some good passing opportunities. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Joining me to talk you through the action today is Anthony Davidson. And give us an idea of what kind of thing you're going to be looking out for today.
Well, the big question for me is whether or not we're going to see the cars able to follow each other closely enough to overtake, especially through the fast sections here. Of course, we've got DRS and that will help on the straights, but it's still no good if you're coming off the previous corner too slowly or too far behind.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Pierre Gasly alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Max Verstappen and Bottas, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Perez and Kimi Raikkonen, Grosjean, Ricciardo and Sainz, Van Dorn, Stroll, Marcus Ericsson and Fernando Alonso. Hartley and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish. You'll be on the softs. Okay, we've lost the position. That's us down a place. Straight ahead is 8.5 seconds. Mercedes cars is next. Box, we're coming in this lap. The gap to the car ahead is 7.6 seconds. Pierre is in the pits. Go. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. The gap to the leader is 16.0 seconds. Our gap to the car in front is 2. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
A great win then for the Red Bull team today. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And I can see now the drivers are making their way out. We need Red Bull fighting at the front. They do an incredible amount for Formula One. And that's another winner's trophy heading back to Milton Keynes. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Pierre Gasly takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Lance Stroll. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
And now let's take a look at the Constructors' standings. Red Bull have extended their lead over the championship. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling instalment of this Formula One season.